What is up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you actually my very first sets from using the Shadow Gardevoir team with Alolan, Marowak, and Stunfisk. So you'll see me kind of make some dumb plays in the beginning. That's because I was still learning them. But we have 10 battles for you, and I took like a lot of notes here because it was hard for me to remember everything, and I usually film this all in one take. So I'm trying not to make any mistakes, but you know, it's bound to happen at some point. So if I do mess up somewhere, please leave a comment because yeah, I appreciate you guys helping me out there. All right, so I'm gonna put on the screen here all the different leads I ran into. So we have Haunter, Meganium, Azumarill, Skarmory, and Breloom. So obviously some favorable leads, some unfavorable leads there. And that second matchup with Meganium, they also had a Whiscash. So you're gonna see me how I'd handle these situations. But we do come out in the positive for this set. We win 3-2. So I won't tell you which battles we won because I want it to be a surprise. But we do win some battles, obviously. So let's just get into it. So we have Bama Vincent here, and at this point I didn't know how. I thought Charm could beat Haunter, but at this point I didn't know. Now I do know. I said in the prior video that Haunter is one of the leads you want to run from, so this was me learning that fact. Okay, so I shield this because I'm expecting a bait, or I'm not a bait, a Shadow Ball, but they bait me twice, and so I do burn both my shields there because I'm trying to keep this Stunfisk alive, just because usually they have like an Azumarill in the back, or they have maybe like a Skarmory or Altaria. Like, it's good to have Stunfisk around just for that, or Registeel. And so yeah, so we're in with Marowak now against the Registeel. Now if you want to do more damage to Registeel, you can land a Shadow Ball. That'll do a little bit more damage, and it's actually more energy efficient too, just because Bone Club is a really weak move, but it is super effective. So if you want to like control how much health your opponent has to like farm it down, a Bone Club is a perfect move to throw at it because you do damage and you can still farm it down, and you can kind of control their health more that way. So I like doing Bone Club a lot for that reason. So here our moves are going to be resisted by the Shiftry, so this is not a good situation for us. And they have shields and they have Leaf Blade, so this is going to be a good games. We're not going to be able to win this match. This one's going to, yeah, so lesson learned there. If you see Haunter in the lead, definitely switch out. And yeah, so we lose that first game. Here we go against the Meganium Lead. This is a positive lead because you can just charm it down. You will have to shield the Frenzy Plant, but you can see there we already get it into the yellow, so it's already down to 50% health, and we're going to be able to charm it down, but then they switch, so perfect. When they switch to a Registeel, I switch to Alolan Marowak. The reason I do that is because if they have an Altaria in the back, or if they have a Skarmory or something, or even an Azumarill, I want to save Stunfisk for that because it's a much better counter than Alolan Marowak is. So that's why I just go Alolan Marowak. Okay, so we have a very, very good lead advantage here in health, and we're going to be able to farm this down. So perfect. And here comes in, I don't know if I decided, let's look down, but yeah, here comes Whiscash, the Pokemon we do not want to see. But I go for the Bone Club first, and they don't shield, and then I land a Shadow Ball, which is perfect. If you can land a Shadow Ball, I don't know if I said Claw. If you land a Shadow Ball with Alolan Marowak against a Whiscash, you can win the match because it takes a really big chunk out of Whiscash, and it's not as big of a threat. Okay, so I come in with Stunfisk to just absorb some damage here. And yeah, so these Thunder Shocks are not effective at all, but we're gonna do a Mud Bomb, which is neutral, so it does a little bit of chunk damage. So they shield, which is nice. We get their second shield. This is very good for us. And we tank the Mud Bomb, and then they switch into Meganium, so that was a really, really good switch. However, I'm going to switch into Gardevoir because I can just feint it down. And then we have enough health that we have a shield. This is gonna be good games because we can just charm down the Whiscash. So you see, our biggest threat, actually we go for the Shadow Ball, which is totally overkill, but I just wanted to do it because it feels so good to get a Shadow Ball off and actually land it. So yeah, we win that second match against one of our hardest counters, Whiscash. So that was awesome. Okay, Azu lead, and this is one where you can outlast it. So you can just go straight charm and you will win the matchup. You will have to shield whatever they throw, probably Ice Beam. But you can see there the charms are doing a lot of damage, and we are going to be able to win this matchup. And we keep a shield in this case, so that's awesome. So then they come in with Hypno, and I decide to throw in the Shadow Ball just to see. I mean, they're obviously going to shield it, because that would be an easy one-shot. So we come in with Marowak, I believe. Yeah, so here I'm expecting a Shadow Ball at some point. That's one of the things you need to watch out for, because Hypno has Shadow Ball, obviously. And so here I think I shield because I'm expecting it, and it is a Shadow Ball. So we are very lucky to get that awesome shield there. And then so I go for Bone Club because I don't feel like, I think Shadow Ball is too like overkill at this point. So I switch to tank this Shadow Ball to keep my Marowak alive. Not sure if that was the best move, but because they have an Umbreon in the back, and Umbreon is really, really tough for even Marowak and Stunfisk to beat. So yeah, we're most likely not going to win this match, just because Umbreon is a very, very tough opponent, especially if you can't get any charms off on it. If you can't line it up with your Gardevoir, it's really, really tough. So yeah, that's another team lineup like composition that's hard to beat. If they have like an Umbreon and Azumarill, it's hard to beat both of them because Gardevoir can only do so much. And if you don't win that lead if you don't get like a Umbreon in the lead, it's a little bit tricky to do. So not sure if I could have played this any better, but we do survive that foul play, believe it or not. That was kind of crazy. So yeah, it wasn't like a horrible defeat, but it was pretty close. So I like to think that maybe there's some things we can tweak here and there to win that. But yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that a different time. All right, battle 4, we have a Skarmory lead. So this is a lead that we lose. So we switch into Stunfisk. At this point in time, I think switching to Marowak would have been better. But at the time, I was still experimenting with which switch that I like. Now that I see a Skarmory, I switch to Marowak because I want to line up the Stunfisk with the Skarmory. So that's why now, when I see a Skarmory, I switch to Marowak. But yeah, they have Ferrothorn, which is perfect for us because even if we lose this matchup, which is why I'm not shielding, I don't care because it's super... Fire is double super effective against this Pokemon, so I know I can come in with Marowak and just farm the crap out of it. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 fire spins, and we just totally feint it because it's double weak to fire. So now we have a Bone Club ready to go, and he brings in Deoxys. So if we can land this, we are sitting pretty, and we do land it. They're probably saving that shield for their Skarmory. So that was amazing. So now we shield here, we can charm down with Gardevoir, and they come in with Skarmory, but that's okay because charms still do a lot of damage to Skarmory, even though it's resistant to it. It does like 8 damage per, but that's not bad for something that's resistant. So we come back in with Marowak, we go for the Shadow Ball, and we land it. And then I'm not sure why, that might have not been the best play to save that shield. But yeah, so we win that. So there you go. We win a game where we lost the lead to a Steel type. So that is very important to pay attention to. Okay, this one is just a straight up good lead. Like this is just a straight up good lead. Nothing they could do there. Okay, so they go Registeel. So we go in Marowak now that we have kind of a little bit more experience with this team. So this should be a pretty straightforward win. So we're just gonna go. At this point in time, I wasn't aware that Shadow Ball was more energy efficient. I didn't know at the time, but I looked it up, and it is. And so you'll see me going mostly Bone Clubs in this video, but it's still okay because it's a really good positive matchup, and I can, if I need to, I could double Bone Club if I'm really scared I'm gonna lose the matchup. But yeah, so we do win that one. So we're gonna go with Bone Club, and he brings in Bastiodon, which is awesome because we go fire and ground is super effective against it. So this is a really good spot for us. We have a Stunfisk. Yeah, there's no way they can win at this point. So he switches into, now this may have been like a reverse farm trap. Remember that video I just uploaded yesterday? That could have been a farm trap. He could have farmed up my Gardevoir there, but the thing is, Stunfisk is so resistant to that, and I think I had a shield if I remember correctly, so yeah, it was good games there. Okay, so now we're back in the second set now. So we lose the lead, we auto switch to Marowak, and let's see what happens. So they're bringing in a Meganium. So this could be, I don't know if you guys know who Caleb Peng is, but he made a video about Skarmory, Shiftry, Meganium, a team composition, and it got a lot of views. It was a really good team, and it helps you win a lot of matches. This could be the team just based on the fact that he led Skarmory and switched to Meganium. But because we have Marowak here, this is a pretty good matchup for us. I go for the shield bait, but I didn't really need to do that because I had an energy advantage. I could have just went straight Shadow Ball. And sure enough, Shiftry's in the back. So this is that lineup he likes to use, or he liked to use in Season 1. So it's a pretty popular team now. But yeah, so Fire is also super effective against the grass, so we're doing really well. Even though we lost the lead, we have Pokemon that, like, Marowak is super effective against all 3 of those Pokemon. So it's a really good thing that we had Alolan Marowak. So, okay, Skarmory's back in. We have Stunfisk. There's going to be nothing they could do to win here. Now, today, I actually played this same team and I lost. And I made a mistake by when I switched to Alolan Marowak. They stayed in and landed a Sky Attack and I didn't shield it. And that ended up being a mistake because I lost that match, even though you saw me just win here. So that's something to keep in mind. You might see that in tomorrow's video. But yeah, so I definitely misplayed it the second time. That time we did well. We won the match. So here we go. Meganium Lead. So just straight Charm, and then they switch. So I kind of stay in this matchup because, I don't know, it's not that bad of a matchup for us. So I switch into it. And I still have Marowak that I can line up with Meganium now that I did a big chunk of damage. So I stay in for that reason. And so now I can come in with either one really, but I think I come in with, let me see if my notes here. Oh, okay, yeah. So I come in with Stunfisk. And we tank the Shadow Ball. Stunfisk tanks Shadow Ball pretty well. Much better, obviously, than Marowak. So I like that about Stunfisk. But then they come in with Meganium again. And now this is not a good matchup because Meganium resists both of our moves. So this is tough. He could farm us here. And it looks like well, he's going to have to throw at some point because he's in the red. So Frenzy Planet knocks us out. So now we come in with Marowak, but he switches to Azu, and that's the only thing that I really was not wanting to see. We're going to try to go for a Shadow Ball here. Hopefully we can land it. But he shields, and this is a tricky situation. If I shield and I'm incorrect with the bait, yeah, I didn't shield there. I was expecting an Ice Beam, and we lose that match. So, yeah, that could have gone either way. Had he done Ice Beam and I shielded, we could have still lost. Okay, bad lead again. I think this was the battle from yesterday. So this was the one where I lose the lead. At this point, I didn't have Shadow Ball charged up. I think I was trying to do Bone Club on the Probo Pass. That's why I did that. Yesterday I said I was going for Shield Bait, but that's not what was happening. Okay, so I do go for Shadow Ball here. It does land. And then, so if you guys saw my video from yesterday, you'll know that Haunter comes in. But my goal at that point in time is to just burn the shields. So here I go for the discharge. I overcharge a little bit, and I shield because I don't want to get hit with any of Azu's moves are super effective except for Play Rough. It's neutral. Okay, so now I go for Mud Bomb on purpose because I know it won't KO, and I want to get a couple extra Thunder Shocks in. Okay, so now Haunter's in. So I'm going to try to burn shield. That's like the whole point of my doing all these, just spamming Mud Bomb, trying to burn these shields. Once I get the second shield, that's when I decide to switch because I want him to switch into Probo Pass. And this is perfect because now he'll knock me out and then I can farm. So that plan actually worked out. Every now and then I do know what I'm doing. So every now and then I make a good play. And it was still kind of risky because I needed to count the moves, and I actually ended up doing one extra Thunder Shock that I needed to do. So that was a little risky, but it does take about 6 sparks, I believe, to get to a Rock Slide. So as long as I can do 5, I'm good. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there you go. So he wouldn't have been able to get to a Rock Slide in that amount of time. So then I go for that, and now we have a Mud Bomb ready to go. We CMP tie, and then I shield, and so this will be good game. The Mud Bomb is super powerful against Haunter. It pretty much one-shots it. So yeah, there you go. Alright, so that was a good one. So let's go to battle this is number 9 already. Dang, we're just plowing through these. I sped them up quite a bit because some situations you've seen before. So yeah, Melmetal, not a good lead. So we're going to switch out here. And we go into Marowak. And they switch out into Deoxys. So here I'm going for the Shield Bait, because I definitely have both of them charged. So I go for the Shield Bait, and we're successful. We land the Shield Bait, that's perfect. We get their shield, And I'm going to shield this because it's going to be Rock Slide pretty much every time. So it's a pretty predictable move. So now we're going to go for the Shadow Ball and hopefully we land it. And we land it. So that was awesome. So we win the secondary matchup. That was awesome. We lost the lead, but we won the secondary matchup. So we're back in control of this match. So let's see how we finish up. We take the Rock Slide. But at this point, I don't really care too much. I knew it wouldn't KO, so I could just do a Bone Club. And then we get their second shield. So now they're not in a good situation. Even though I had Bone Club ready to go, I'm going to save my shield for either Stunfisk or Gardevoir. So here we go. They switch out. I switch out. We know that we can win this matchup in an even shield scenario. Even when we're behind in shields because we're just going to charm. So as long as I have one shield, we can charm this thing down. So there you go. Bye-bye Meganium. We just have Melmetal to go with, and we have a Shadow Ball. Let's go. Shadow Ball from Shadow Gardevoir. Totally overkill. I could have just did a charm, but why not? If you have the energy, just go for it. Alright, so we win that match. So there's another matchup that we lost the lead, and we still won the match. So it's not, you know, you're not down and out if you lose the lead. Alright, another one. We lost the lead. Again, so many leads that we're losing in this set. So we switch to Marowak. And we go for Bone Club. I gotta look up this matchup on PvPoke to see if Shadow Ball does more damage or is more energy efficient. It might be, but I'm just gonna look that up. Okay, so then Skarmory comes in. We go for Shadow Ball again. Marowak is so good. Shadow Ball does such good neutral damage to everything. And we land it there. They're saving their shields. So now that we have Altaria in, should be going for Gardevoir here. But we're gonna have to shield because Sky Attack will most likely one-shot. Because Gardevoir is really squishy. We have a little bit of lag, but we feint it down. And then I switch into, because I was expecting Bastiodon to come in, I switch into Stunfisk right away to tank that Stone Edge. But then they switch out. Oh, they have Shadow Victreebel. This is another Pokemon that we do not like to see. If our Marowak is not there to protect us against this thing, it eats alive our team. It's just so powerful. I mean, luckily, since it's Shadow, if we do land any Shadow or any type of charge move, it will, you know, take a big chunk. But yeah, so it does a lot of damage, and then that Bastiodon's going to be able to win. So yeah, that time we go 3-2 both sets. So overall, I'm happy with that outcome considering they were my very first sets. That was actually the third set and the first set. The second set I made the video before, but happy with that outcome. We're trying to learn as we go. Again, in the next video, I'm going to be talking about hopefully when I run into like a favorable lead and then they switch into Azu, because I made a lot of mistakes with that and I've lost battles even though I won the lead. So I want to talk about that in one of the next videos. But anyways, if you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys are doing well in Go Battle League. We finished above 2300. That's where we are right now. And so hoping that we could just keep that going. So hope you guys have a fantastic night, and we'll see you in the next one.